Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel and thanks for clicking. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, like and share my videos. Thank you. Welcome to Amsterdam, the capital city of the Netherlands, or Holland, as many people know it. This video is two parts. One, we will be walking the streets, some of the streets in Amsterdam, and the other part will be getting on a tour boat where we will tour the city on the river. So I've decided to show you that as well. So walk with me. Here, as you can see, we are walking towards where the tickets for the boats are sold. My cousin and I, who lives in Holland, and thanks to him for being with me and carrying me around what I videotaped. So here, I actually almost got hit with by the bike. People ride bikes a lot in Holland, or in Amsterdam to be specific. So we are now going to purchase a ticket and purchase the tickets for my cousin and I. But while we are walking there, let me quickly tell you a little history of Amsterdam. As you know by now, Amsterdam is the capital and most popular city of the Netherlands, okay? With The Hague being the seat of government. It has a population of 919,845 within the city proper. However, the urban area has a population of 1.45 million people, and the metropolitan in general is 2.48 million. So that's how huge this place is. So now we are arriving here where we bought our ticket. Then listen in. I want you to just hear why we did that.
22
per person?
Yes.
How long does it take?
75 minutes.
75 minutes. That's a little over 1 hour.
1 hour.
So it goes all around? Okay. Hold my stuff.
Yeah.
You want two tickets?
Yes, please.
No, you just pay it for yourself.
No,
Keep your
I got
money-
it.
Keep your money with me.
Dude, I got it.
I got it myself.
No,
Pay for yourself.
I'll pay for it.
Man, you have to go. You have to go. I'm staying here in this country, so pay for yourself. One ticket for him.
It's late already.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, I made two already. So.
Ah, okay.
Me
Wait
too.
for two.
Two.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So here we are getting onto the boat that will carry us around today, carry us around this beautiful city. We have a tour guide. He will be piloting the boat and as well as telling us the history of the city. So I won't be talking much. I'll just play light music in the background while you listen to the tour guide as he tells us the story or the history of these magnificent buildings surrounding this river. So while we are waiting for the tour guide who's going to pilot this boat, let me quickly tell you a little history of a brief history in addition to what I just told you about Amsterdam. Okay, this city is located in the Dutch province of North Holland. So Amsterdam is colloquially referred to as the Venice of the North, okay, for its large number of canals, now designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So Amsterdam was founded at the mouth of the Amstel River that was dammed to control flooding. The city's name derives from the Amstel Dam. So let's listen in. Like I said, I will not be doing a lot of talking here so that you will have the opportunity to hear what the guy says. So let's listen in.
thing I wanted to show you here is a very narrow house. There are a lot of these super narrow houses in Amsterdam. It's because you used to pay tax for the width of your house. So some houses are only one window wide. This was called window tax. So a lot of these super narrow houses. The building with all the flags on the top, on the right, these are the original flags of the VOC companies. I tell you about the VOC later, the United East Indian Companies, but these were once the richest companies in the whole world. This was their headquarters. And now it's a hotel.
That hotel must be expensive.
I think it's quite expensive, yeah. It is beautiful on the inside, very Gothic style. You would still. But not the most expensive one, I'll show you later.
Okay.
Same here, eh? Left, all built on a man-made island. There's a floating Chinese restaurant over here called Sea Palace. It's a replica of one in Hong Kong. But a mistake, they put it there in the 80s on open.
Oh.
What happened was the original was built on salt water, this is fresh water, different buoyancy. Little calculation mistake.
Oh.
My guests always say very good food, even Chinese people, so probably authentic.
I don't look at telephone when I'm in different places. I just
So
want to
it
see
is
it
very
myself.
difficult to build in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Because it's next to the sea, very soft layers of ground. So all the houses in Amsterdam, all the buildings, wooden piles. Just like Venice, Amsterdam is built on millions of wooden piles. A house is like 40, 50 wooden piles. Something like Central Station, more than 10,000 wooden piles. And that's why there are so many wonky houses in Amsterdam. Some of them were super wonky. It's because in the first decades they didn't make the piles long enough. So they were really moving. That's why some of the houses are black. They used to put tar on the buildings to make them waterproof. They were always cracking. Now it's just paint for design, but used to be tar. Hi, if you want to have a nice view, here on the left is the public library with the red letters. If you look closely on top, you see the people. There's a cafe restaurant on top. But you can also go to the green building in front of us. This is Nemo, the science museum. It's very nice for kids, you can do science experiments. But the rooftop is a public terrace, the biggest rooftop terrace in Europe. During the day you can just walk on there for free, nice view of the city. And the canal houses are all old warehouses. You can see the Amsterdam house, maybe you've seen it, in the top they always have the beam and the hook sticking out. So the big ships would arrive at Amsterdam, they put all the merchandise on small boats through the canals, a big horse on each side with ropes pulled the boats through the canals, and they use the beam and the hook to hoist up all the merchandise. But we still use the beam and the hook, because Amsterdam staircases are like this, super narrow. If we don't buy our stuff at the IKEA, you cannot get it up your house.
Wow.
But you can remove the top window, we put the rope in and then we hoist up big stuff, pianos, washing machines. I have to confess, we actually do have an electric elevator for this, but yeah, Dutch people, the rope is free. Yeah, I think we're gonna go to the ship. There's a new booking.com office here on the left. A very nice cafe in front of us, Hanneke's Boom, Hanneke's Tree, very popular with locals. Nemo was designed by Renzo Piano. He also made the Pompidou in Paris. The angle of the same angle as the road going under the water here. There's a road going under the water to the north of Amsterdam. So we're above the cars now, driving
wow.
under us.
Don't know.
Wow.
If you look in the water, you can actually see the lights of the cars. No, that's not true, of course. They're in a tunnel. Sometimes behind these buildings, you see a very big cruise ship. They're like halfway the building. Huge ships. This is where they arrive. There's a big river behind the buildings. Some people call Nemo the Titanic. Looks a bit like a ship crashing into an ice block.
Yeah. Beautiful.
You can actually live for free in Amsterdam. On the right side is the museum harbor. These boats are all older than 1903. If you have a ship before 1903, you can apply, and if you get a place here, you can live it for free. Only one rule: to open your ship 2 weeks to the public every year as a museum. So that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is interesting.
Daar kom jij oorspronkelijk ook uit Amerika?
Nee, Nigeria, Africa.
Oh, okay.
Have you been to Africa?
No, I would love to. My sister went with my cousin, and they got in like the Toyota car with the tent on top, and they did the whole.
Oh, that's in Kenya.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to go and see the, what is it called?
The animals?
The animals, but
Rhino, the
yeah.
elephant.
Yeah, at night they were sleeping, they could walk and they hear them walk around the
Yeah.
car. There is a popular swimming area here on the left. Oh, there are actually people swimming now. Very cold. You can see them swimming. The old marine harbor. But when the weather is hot, it's filled with people. Now it's just crazy people, huh?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
It must be crazy to swim in this cold weather.
Yeah, I think it's a whole trend now because of Wim Hof, like the Iceman. So people all the way in the winter, they jump in the canal and the river.
Oh, wow.
And the big ship in front of us, this is a replica of a VOC trading ship. The Dutch had 5,000 of these ships. They could build them in only 6 to 8 months. 200
Wow.
people on these ships. But only half of these people made it back. Very dangerous journey, the food would perish, the water, yellow fever.
Wow.
60% sailors, 30% soldiers, some travelers, some traders. There's a beam sticking out of the ship in the front with a little hole in it. Usually there's a rope hanging in the water here. This rope is called a man's end. This was toilet paper for the sailors. They would sit on the beam up there, do their business, hoist up the wet rope, clean themselves, back in the water for their colleague. Very eco-friendly.
Oh, wow.
This is the Maritime Museum, the big white building. If you're a museum, you can go on the ship.
Oh, okay.
On the back, two gods, Neptune and Mercury, and a very creepy chicken. This building is quite new because this was one of the few places that got bombed in the war. This was a munition depot.
How new?
Yeah, like 50s, 60s.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is also always funny with American people. Can you pronounce the gray letters? Can you pronounce the word?
Het Scheepvaartmuseum.
Yeah, it's very funny to me because it's Scheepvaartmuseum, but you say Sheepvaartmuseum. Only the Museum of Sheepvaart.
Yeah.
It's ship.
Yeah.
The language is ship.
Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but all the way in the back is a brewery inside. Very nice place to visit. There's the windmill.
Yeah?
It's called Brouwerij Het Ei, Brewery Het Ei. There's a brewery inside the windmill.
Yeah?
You can go there, just have a beer, but you can also get a tour to the brewery. Very nice tour.
Is that a Heineken?
No, that's not the Heineken experience. This is the from Eibeer. Brouwerij het Ei. Because usually when we want to drink nice beers in Holland, it's Belgium or German beers.
Yeah.
But finally we also make some nice beers. It's over there, Eibeer. Has a little ostrich as a logo. Most of the canal houses are now apartments. Usually every layer is an apartment or every 2 layers. You can count the doorbells, see how many apartments there are.
What? Really?
Yeah.
See how small the houses are?
Very expensive to live in a city, to buy or to rent. A rent can go up thousands of euros. Buying is very expensive, but we do have a social housing system.
Yeah.
Only the waiting list now for a social house about 15 years.
Whoa!
Yeah. We have a big housing problem in the whole country.
Yeah.
How's Brazil? Is it easy to get a house? No. All green. All the way in the back is the Amsterdam City Zoo, Artis. Big zoo in the middle of Amsterdam. A lot of Jews were hiding there in the war. Under the wolf cages, so the Nazis wouldn't dare to look there. There was a movie on Netflix called The Zookeeper's Wife about this.
Oh, okay.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
So they manage their water. The route you take.
Oh, the route. Oh, okay.
The actor called Samuel L. Jackson. The actor Samuel L. Jackson. He made a new movie, the Hitman Bodyguard. Somewhere around the city. We watch that movie, we see a little stuff of Amsterdam. The Hitman Bodyguard.
Popular park with students on the left. Hortusplantsoen. A very tiny park, but it's near the university.
You can stay if you want to.
No, I don't understand. I'm good.
So we had fishermen, farmers, a little bit of trading going on, but the next big group of people that came to Amsterdam were pilgrims, and they came here because of the miracle of Amsterdam. Super weird miracle. There was a holy relic in Amsterdam, that's why they came here. This holy relic was a hostie. You know, in the Catholic Church they put a little cookie in your mouth, the body of Christ. So someone ate one, but they threw it up, so they didn't know what to do with it. So they decided to put it in the fireplace. The fire burned all night long. The next day a nun came at the fireplace. There was the cookie. Nothing happened to the cookie. Holy cookie. Because of the holy cookie, so many pilgrims came to Amsterdam that they built 19 monasteries. People were a little bit superstitious. A lot of friction between the traders and the pilgrims. The traders eventually won, took a few hundred years.
Yeah.
This is one of them, this little building here, with the blue and the yellow. So you can actually sleep in here. This is now a hotel room. There are 28 of these hotel rooms.
Oh.
And this is the botanical garden, Hortus Botanicus. Nice place to visit. A lot of tropical and endangered plants. 4 of these big glass houses. Everyone has something different.
So it's actually 375 years?
Right?
375 years?
Yeah, Dutch people, we don't like to spend money, so it's older than 375 years, but we just put a more than sign before the number. So we don't have to change the number anymore. No one knows how old it is.
Well, at least it's more than 375
At least
years.
more than 375.
Yeah. Wow. So it survived the 17th century, the 18th century, and the 19th century.
If you look up under this poem, you see Hebrew bridge, you see Hebrew poem.
Where?
Here.
Oh.
Here.
Oh, okay.
When the bridge is open, you can read it with the car. This is near the Jewish Museum. control. He needed a lot of money to fund all his armies. Most of the money already came from Amsterdam because of trading, but Philip was a hardened Catholic, and over here people were turning Protestant. Very big change. Instead of just taking the money, Philip saw it as his life's mission to turn everyone back into the Catholic fold. He tried to do this with the Spanish Inquisition. Terrible times, they burned people alive, stuff like that. And people rebelled. Rebellion took 18 years. But after that the Dutch were independent. Took a long time.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Catholic.
So we're now going to enter the Amstel River. All the canals are man-made, 120 kilometers of them. But this is the natural Amstel River.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're going to cross it into one of the big canals. We're going to come back later on the... If you want to see an example of bad marketing, the company over here is called Lovers, which is a family name. Everyone thinks it's for lovers. Miss a lot of customers because of the name. So the Amstel River. So the Dutch were trading and they loved spices. All they had to do was go to Lisbon and get the spices, but then Spain invaded Portugal and the Dutch were at war with Spain, so they had to do something different. So they started sailing to the east, and then the OC, the United East Indian Companies, and they took over the complete spice business of Portugal, and they became very wealthy, the biggest company in the world. And this is when they built 3 very big canals around the old city center. This is the most inner one, the Gentleman's Canal, and all the big houses. And this is where some of those rich traders were living. These were like the Bill Gates of the Golden Age, very wealthy. Big houses, there are big gardens behind these houses, which we never see unfortunately. There are 2 or 3 where you can go inside in the city. When something is very expensive in Holland, we call it peperduur. This means as expensive as pepper, because a hand of pepper was enough to buy a small house. Also the word salary, salaris, paycheck, comes from the word salt. Because people were literally being paid in salt, it was very valuable. And also when someone spends a lot of money, we always say, die laat het breed hangen. He or she is having it wide. You can see the buildings are very wide. So people had to pay a lot of tax, which meant you were rich. Living large from America is also from this area. Because we have some ties with the States, because the Dutch also started the West Indian Company. And the West Indian Company created the town of New Amsterdam, what's now the island of Manhattan, New York. If you go to New York, a lot of Dutch street names everywhere.
Yeah.
But also a very black page from our history, because the West Indian Company also controlled the coffee and sugar plantations in South America and Africa. And unfortunately very profitable for one reason, transatlantic slave trade. So the West Indian Company bought and sold human beings. More than 500,000 Africans were enslaved.
Yeah.
That's why they don't call it the Golden Age anymore in Holland, in official stuff.
It's a dark age instead.
Yeah. Yeah, Portugal also very... On the left, the house 566 with a big white edge around the door. In here is the headquarters of the Rolling Stones, the rock band. Lady Gaga, U2, they all have an office in Amsterdam. It's because it's a bit of a tax haven artist. Companies pay 21% tax in Holland, but artists only 9%. But I actually like the Rolling Stones the best because Mick Jagger does his own taxes. Little hobby of his. Sometimes you see him up there, my sweating. No, it's not true. You don't see this a lot because this was Catholic cookie maker called Elephant. There are 2 apartments for rent in this building. One is 6,000 euros a month, one is 4,000 euros a month. But it comes with a swimming pool. They have a shared swimming pool. Kom nog eentje aan, hè? Er komt nog iemand van de andere kant hoor ik net.
$6,000 a month, and you still have people here. $6,000 a month, you still have people here. You still have people that take the place.
Stay what?
Ze 6.000 euro per maand, maar nog steeds mensen huren, toch?
Ja.
Mensen wonen.
Ja, rent, ja. Ja. On the left, the most expensive hotel in Amsterdam, the Waldorf.
Ja?
They actually own all the buildings, all the way to the left. One big hotel.
Wow. And how much per room? Most expensive. Yeah, all the rich people come here because you can see Lady Gaga lodge there, the Beatles. What is expensive?
So yeah, there's one big hotel. Took out the walls.
Yeah.
Waldorf's part of the hill.
Should be very expensive.
Yeah, I think cheapest room is like 900 euros a night.
Yep.
That's how you could take for hit a month.
Nicely aligned. So here we go. Oh, we're lucky. It's completely empty. Seven bridges.
7 bridges op één rivier. 7 bruggen op één rivier.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go on all of them?
Yeah, it crosses all the big canals. Yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 to 7. Is that funny as this?
You look straight in the ahead of you. Look, just look. You see through it.
The bridges used to be perfectly round in Amsterdam, but
Yeah.
because of modern transportation, a bit flatter.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a bit uncomfortable to jump the tram, huh?
It's a very expensive neighborhood, eh? Very expensive neighborhood. Very expensive neighborhood here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this house, number 28. Good example, the house is on the wooden piles. See the right side of the house sunk
Yeah.
quite a lot.
Yeah.
All these windows had to be custom built.
Yeah, it doesn't really balance. You see it?
Yeah, the house looks twisted.
Yeah, if you look to the windows above the doors, you can
Yeah.
see the floors inside are level.
Yeah.
The whole building is hanging.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This is the middle one of the big canals, the Emperor Canal. Keizersgracht.
Ja, dat wordt krat. Hij heeft mij gevraagd ook, hè? Dat wordt krat. Hij heeft mij gevraagd en ik vond het moeilijk om te uitleggen. Wat betekent krat?
Gracht.
Ja,
Yeah, canal. Basically, yeah, canal.
kanaal, krat. You were asking Prinsenkrat, you got Prinsenkrat, you got all this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Dat liedje, hè? Al die Amsterdamse grachtjes.
Ja. Maar waarom ze hebben die letter I am Amsterdam? Why did you take it out? We went to the museum plane and
Yeah.
the big letter I am Amsterdam.
Yeah,
You took it out, why?
yeah, because of they stole it a little bit from
Yeah?
I love New York or something.
Yeah, I love New York.
Yeah, it was a contest between agencies, and there were like 6 agencies who had the same idea.
Yeah.
But only one agency he bought the internet address, www.iamsterdam. So
Yeah.
he won the prize. But like 6 people had the same idea. Oh yeah, very weird house here. Swiss carpenter lived here.
Carpenter.
See it, the blue, the carpenter tools?
Yeah?
One of the few wooden buildings left in Amsterdam here on the left, the Amstel Church, was supposed to be temporarily used by Napoleon as a stable for his horses. And of course the famous Amsterdam curl here on the side of the canal, the green thing with the gravity on it. This is a men's toilet. Sorry for the ladies, only for men. Little green thing, you can walk inside.
Yeah.
A woman sued the city once. She was peeing in the street. Police gave her a fine. She sued the whole city. She said, I don't have a toilet on the side of the street. She didn't win, but she had a point. This is a very famous Dutch actress. Just sitting here like a normal person.
Oh, really?
No, it's just a random stuff.
Oh, now you made me to zoom her.
Oh, it's the old house of the midwife over here. You see the stork in the corner?
Yeah.
The woman who delivered the babies. Keizerreken hier. Some people took these old merchandise boats, put a little house on them. This houseboat here on the left, the bottom of this houseboat is one of the original merchandise boats from the 7th century. But in the 60s, 70s became cheap houses for hippies. The next one on the left is an office. Nickname is the Kardashian.
Why?
Imagination.
Okay.
It's not cheap anymore. There are only 2,500 permits, and the city isn't giving away any more permits. So the permit is very valuable. You actually buy the place in the water. In the 60s, 70s, the water was disgusting. All the pee and poo went into the water. But now, I can show you. All the boats are connected to the sewage system, water, gas, electricity. So the canals are actually very clean.
Oh, wow. No.
I have a colleague who does that. He takes a zip just to show
Oh,
you.
no, that's not good.
But he's also very diarrhea resistant. The ship on the left with the white tarp over it is more than 150 years old. But unfortunately they're tearing it down because it's getting bad shape. It's an old water carrying ship. It used to carry water to all the breweries. Amsterdam was known as a drinking city. A lot of beer, a lot of wine. But this was mainly because the water quality was very bad. Save it to drink beer. This looks like a ship, but it's never been a ship. They just shaped it like a ship. It's a vacation house from the CEO of Google Europe. If you go outside the city center, you have much bigger houseboats. Here you have to keep them low, otherwise you cannot take them under the bridge anymore, and you take away the view of the houses. These hooks in the walls were for pulling the boats through manually. The horses couldn't get here. Is it strong?
It is much better. Get in there, boy.
Okay, it's getting popular to make beer, eh? So here are a lot of small...
The company will just go home, right? On the right here, you say it is what again?
Yeah,
What is it again?
the Royal Theatre.
Royal Theater.
You can see a Koninkrijk, that's in the Royal.
Oh, here's one of those hotel rooms again, in the middle of the locks. You see the little house with the rainbow flag?
Right.
This is also a hotel room. But this one is not connected to the land, as you can see. So if you go there, you get a little electric boat with it.
Are they expensive then?
Yeah, it's 800 euros a night. I think because of the boat. The other ones are a little bit cheaper.
Jeans one bigger 50.
Very famous bridge in front of us, a skinny bridge. A typical Dutch bridge, you see them all through Holland. This is a double one, we also have single ones. These bridges are very well engineered because of the big counterweight in the top. These used to be operated completely by body weight. You see the little chain hanging in each corner. If you take a person 70 kilos or more, you hang from the chain, the bridge opens. If you want to close the bridge, you can just walk on the bridge like a ladder and close it again with your own body weight. So you can completely operate it by 70 kilos. Now it's electric. A lot of people get married under this bridge. Yeah. Because of the legend. If you kiss your loved one under the bridge, your love will be eternal. Oh, too late, guys.
That designed the houses in Holland, in Amsterdam.
Right?
A famous designer that designed the houses because they are all the same.
Yeah, but they're also all different.
Yeah?
Yeah, they all look a little bit different, you know? That's why in front of Central Station, all those new buildings, they also all different. It's like a mirror effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the kind of the same buildings now. But, yeah. And see, like the rich people, they had versiering bovenin, you know, like a special thing, like from their family, like a lion or.
If you look back, you see this side almost look like this side.
Yeah. Oh, the Hermitage on the right, beautiful museum, classical art. But it started out as an old folks' home. And a lot of widows lived here. A lot of sailors died on the sea, but a lot of widows. So everything went very well, all the money came in, everyone rich, everyone happy. But then the neighbors became a little bit jealous. So the French, the Germans, the British, they all invaded at the same time. This was called a disaster year, 1672. After this, a long slow decline into the 1700s, a very big difference between the rich and the poor. You know, like the Jordan area, it's now a very rich area, but it used to be the worker area, like 40, 50 people in one house, very poor. And people were done with it, they wanted change, and the change came with the French Revolution. The French gave us democracy. But it didn't last very long because Napoleon took the power, he didn't like democracy. But the French reign ended with the defeat of Napoleon. After this we got a Dutch monarch, we still have a royal family, 7 generations later, same family. These geese are always here, always at the same place. This is like their house. This bridge is called the Blue Bridge. It's grey.
It's got.
It's got. The road is from Emperor Maximilian of Austria. He used to be the protector of the thing. I've never been there, but on the left is the ice bar. Everything is made of ice there. And the National Opera and Ballet House on the right. And a super ugly building on the right. This is not a prison, unfortunately. This is our city hall. Usually the nicest building in town, but this is our city hall. It used to be an old Jewish area. A lot of Jews didn't come home after the war. People were poor, took all the building materials, whole area was destroyed. But to give you a little idea, this black boat on the right is sold a while back for 1.6 million euros. All because of the location. If you would buy the ship anywhere else in Holland without a place, then it would be like 300,000, but because of the location, very expensive. Here's the black monument. Here is the Jewish Resistance Monument. Houses. You see this row of houses here? Super wonky. Big mystery, the only straight house is the Irish pub on the right. What happened?
On the left, you mean? Which one?
Yeah, Irish flag, green, white, red.
Oh, okay.
Is it
That.
orange or red? Orange. Oh, of course, yeah. But there is another famous view on this side of the canal. If you look inside this canal, you see the typical Dutch bridge again. And behind it you see the Southern Church. And this is actually a famous painting by forgot his name. Matisse painted it, but more famously, forgot the name. It will come to me. This is the painting. French painter, famous painter. I will look it up, otherwise it will make me crazy.
Gauguin.
Oh, telefoon is empty. No, not Gauguin. It's
Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you. Hotel, hè? And a nice hotel in front of us, Hotel l'Europe. This was once bought by Freddy Heineken, the guy from the beers. He bought the whole hotel for his wife as a present. Her name was Marie. Probably because he also had a lot of girlfriends. Freddy Heineken was kidnapped in the 70s, almost like a Hollywood movie. 4 guys planned it for over a year. They made a soundproof room with a hidden wall and they kidnapped him, put him in there for almost a month. And they found him again because of an anonymous tip, but they already went away with 28 million. Eventually they caught all these guys all around the world. And now we have a famous criminal because of it. Hollader. A while back his sentence was over, so he came out of prison. You can see him drive through Amsterdam on his little scooter. But they put him back in prison because it turns out he also killed a lot of guys. The very last window on the right says a little neon sign, says Freddy's. This was his cafe. He's not alive in. Monet. That was the painter.
Monet.
I have a little quiz. In front of us is a statue, a woman on the horse, but there's something wrong with this statue. Artist made a mistake. First one who figures it out wins a beautiful Dutch bike. It has something to do with the horse. Little hint.
Okay. Let's see that.
Unicorn?
Sorry?
Unicorn? A unicorn.
Unicorn? Oh, that's in the ear.
Up there. Like it's got a unicorn.
No, I think the ears are right. Anyone? Now I will tell you.
The tail.
No. This horse is standing on 2 left legs. Not possible. Horse actually falls over and stands like this. Only elephants and camels can walk like this.
Oh.
It cannot be on one side, no?
To be fair, there is apparently is also some kind of Icelandic horse that can do that.
It's the 2 legs of the...
Yeah, yes, yeah.
back into the old town. Three tables.
Right there.
Mexican?
No, the Mexican restaurant's next to it.
But why?
But over here, very good apple pie.
Why is it three?
Not more room. Didn't want to address this, the adults. They said, let's forget it, we get on with our lives. But the children grew up and they saw it differently. They saw an establishment that committed crimes. So in the 60s, 70s, a whole liberal anti-establishment generation, hippies, squatters, gay rights activists, environmental radicals, this became the new mainstream in Amsterdam. And Amsterdam became a magnet for counterculture in the 60s and 70s. And now we have 184 nationalities, making up half of the population, so it's a very mixed place to live. If you don't want to get high, just hold your breath for 10 minutes. A lot of coffee shops here. This is the red light district area. Coffee shop is where you buy the marijuana, of course the beer. I don't know if you know this, but marijuana is actually illegal in Holland. It's very weird, but we go a little bit like this. We kind of allow it. In Holland you can smoke marijuana, you can have it on you. The coffee shop, they can sell it to you legally, but they actually have to buy it illegally. Coffee shops cannot buy marijuana. It's super weird. Where does it come from? The police have a nice way to find out, because you need hot lights to grow the marijuana. People usually do it in the attic, in the top of the house. So in the winter, the police take a little helicopter, they fly over the city, they make photos. You can actually Google these photos. On these photos you see all the rooftops covered in snow. Only a few rooftops completely clean because of the hot lights. They get a little
Wow.
We get more expensive in the winter.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Good question. Yeah, you can have like 5 plants yourself legally.
Yeah.
If you have any more, you won't go to jail. We almost never put people in jail for non-violent stuff. The philosophy is if you put people in jail, they always come out worse. So they give you something to do, a little gardening, a little shoveling.
Which is good. Which is good.
Yeah, we do actually have a problem because the discussion can get a little bit
So
too
how
crazy,
deep?
yeah.
How deep is the water?
About 3 meters, the canals. But yeah, 1 meter of mud, 1 meter of bikes, 1 meter of water. It's popular to go magnet fishing now. People have a rope with a magnet, get
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff out of it. First coffee shop in Amsterdam, coming up on the left with all the colors, the Bulldog, 1975. You see the Bulldog everywhere, but this was the first location. Live demonstration of the toilet here. See the man's legs? 3D experience.
Why the one for the ladies then?
Yeah, sorry for the ladies.
That's not good.
Oldest building in Amsterdam on the left, the old church. The first building in Amsterdam was here around 1275, little wooden chapel. Kept building on top of it, 300 years later this church. First Catholic, then Protestant. But there's something weird going on here. We have the oldest building in Amsterdam, but also on the left, on the corner, the White House with the red curtains. This is where the ladies were, next to the church. But it gets weirder. Next to the ladies, if you look inside the street, you see a building with Quartier Poutin on the wall. It's a cafe. Quartier Poutin means whorehouse in French. Next to the whorehouse cafe, if you look inside the street, you will see a building with green stickers in the window. This is actually a daycare for children.
What?
You can actually bring your kid to the daycare, have a beer in the cafe, visit the ladies, confess your sins in the church, pick up your child again. One-stop shop.
Interesting.
Daycare, cafe.
Of Of course, prostitution not a nice thing, but it is fully regulated. These women don't have a boss or a pimp. They actually have to rent a window and they buy a license. Their own business.
Okay, that's good.
But they're all out of licenses, so I'm back on the boat. Oh, there's a very nice museum here on the left with the red banner. It's called Our Sweet Lord in the Attic. After the 1600s, people went from Catholic to Protestant, so all the Catholics had to hide. So all around the city were hidden Catholic churches. There's a museum about it. Attics and gardens.
These buildings are built directly in the water?
Yeah, Amsterdam used to have a lot of places like this. A lot of the roads actually came later. But now there are only like 3 places like this left. Also where we started, there were buildings built directly. Dijk. This is holding back the sea. In front of us the sea, behind us the city. So we're in the middle now, the first section. And this is where they would bring the coffins. And those people were buried directly under the church. But only very rich, wealthy people were buried under the church. It was very expensive. So you can imagine a hot summer day, those rich people under the church, stinky rich.
Stinking rich. Okay, I got it.
Rich enough to stink up the church.
Yeah.